Hi, my name is Rachel, and I am so excited about today because this is the very first reading that I'm ever going to do for my How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance card. This is a brand new thing. This is a brand new deck of cards that I just created. And if you don't know who I am already, I am Rachel B. Greenwell. I'm the author of this book right here called How to Wear a Crown, a practical guide to knowing your worth. This book was written with the intention of helping people learn how to see themselves through God's eyes. I feel like when you know your worth, you're able to uplevel your life in areas of love, health, and wealth all at once, and just changes your whole life because when you know what you deserve, you go after more, right? You go after your dreams, you go after your purpose. My deepest intention is to help people align with their true mission and purpose here in the world, what their real, true spiritual mission and purpose is. And I don't think that we can do that when we don't value ourselves very much. So that's kind of how this became about. Um, you can learn a lot more about that. There's a huge story behind it. It's an amazing book. It's helped tons of people. And you can learn all about it by going to the information that is going to be in the description box below. But here's the thing about, um, gosh, however long ago, 2015, 2016 ago is, I started doing readings here on YouTube. I didn't know why. It just I felt like social media was going to be a big part of what I did as my spiritual mission and purpose. And I really wanted to just do whatever I did in the greatest impact possible to help as many people as I could. So I knew social media was going to be a big part of that. I was led to start doing tarot readings on YouTube, and it felt like this way that I could get really comfortable being on screen, talking to people on the internet, and just get better at serving people, connecting to my intuition, and helping large groups of people. So I did that for a while, and then I was led in a much different direction. And that led me into writing this book and creating a program that goes along with it. And then now it's kind of like this full circle moment where I've came all the way back here, right here to YouTube after just serving women in group sessions and individual sessions and coaching people through this program. And it has been a wild ride. It's been a phenomenal ride. And it's actually hilarious that this is actually the my recording number two already. Of course, there was, like a hiccup on the first reading that I tried to do for this deck. But this is a full circle moment because I get to come back with my very own deck of cards. They're beautiful, they're perfect. They're not available for purchase yet, but they will be available for pre-order. All of that information will be in the description box below. I tried to turn my camera around when I was doing my first recording. I did this most beautiful prayer live for you guys. It was amazing. And then so we're all prayed up already. We're all staged up already. We're Palo Santo'd up already. And I had to start because my computer glitched out whenever I was trying to switch the camera around. So let's try that again because I've arranged this beautiful space to do the card reading for you guys. And this is going to be for the How to Wear a Crown Collective, and I will pull a card for each zodiac sign as well. So let's see. Let me pause for one moment. Or well, let me try to not pause and just check my microphone. Fine. Okay. So it hates me. Hmm. we're gonna have to do it like this, I guess. I'll figure out how to do the switching it to the beautiful spot next time. Okay, first time, this is what it is. We're gonna pull some cards for each area, love, health, and wealth. The first card came out already. And put that in the area of, let's do love first. Let's do 3 cards for each area. I am just like, I'm laughing it off so hard because I didn't do a test run, so I knew this was gonna kind of be like a, I want to say like a cluster. I'm just gonna word it. I hear YouTube has like way stricter requirements than it used to when I did readings on here before. So there's love. Oh, ah, these are split because they're so new. They're so pretty though. I'm just like, okay. I was like, whatever, devil. Like, this is not happening. We're not redoing this 1,000 times. This is happening, even if it's crazy. Sometimes you just got to be like, no, we're moving forward regardless. I'm not letting anything stop this, and it'll get better. It'll get better over time. I don't feel like either looks like an actual card. So just love me anyway, even if it's crazy and chaotic. This time, I think that's what's special about today, though. The cards have, there were some edits. If any of you got to see the unboxing of the first one, there's some edits that need to take place in like the little pamphlet on the inside, and so it's gonna be, with the pre-order, it's like a year out. So when you do your pre-order, you won't get your cards for about a year before the actual launch. Um, because there's edits that need to take place. This will be my personal deck, and then yours will have the edited pamphlet. All right, what do we got in the area of? I wish I could have heard the prayer. Like I couldn't have done it again the way that I did the first time. I thought like, I'm not even gonna try to do it again. I already prayed it, so I guess it just got to be for me, and that's enough. Right, that's the whole message. That's the whole message in a nutshell. Is that we're enough. You're enough. I'm enough. What I have to give is enough. Um, Even if it's crazy and chaotic and weird, and like that's okay because I'm just here to serve as a vessel of God. And as long as I am open and available to being a channel of God's love to give to you guys, then that's all that matters. I'm gonna be fine. So what do we got for the area? Well, well, I think we hit a wealthy vibe just by saying the word that because those came out real easily. Okay, so let me just show you the cards. I hope you can see these okay. You can't. The lighting's terrible, but see how pretty these cards are? I could have even taken this probably outside. I might next time. Okay. So the area of love, we've got 3 beautiful cards. The first one pulled was Enter the Void. Um, the lighting was gonna be perfect for over there where you could see it on the thing I made. So enter the void in love. So enter the void is all about this idea that we have to go into, I think of this card as like Genesis from the Bible because it was formless, nothing, right? Nothing was there. It was the beginning of creation. When nothing was there, we have to go into like this void place inside of ourselves sometimes. We're on a healing and a spiritual journey. I'll do the best I can. Maybe I can even turn on. Maybe iPhone? No, not helping. Okay. We can go into this void place inside of our soul where when we take a look, right, it feels like we're going into our own darkness. But really, what's in there is the birthplace of all creation, of the creation of our lives, of the creation of whatever we want to manifest, right? And so when we go into the void in love, right? That's going to mean that we have to take a look at our darkness around love, right? Ask ourselves some questions around that. What is keeping me from having a divine love in my life? Um, it's the place inside of you that feels empty. Where is there an empty space inside of me that is open and that maybe hasn't been open and available for love? And why hasn't it been open and available for love? Right? Where is this space? Why do I, what is it about me that I feel like is unlovable, so unlovable that I can't allow the love of others or the love of God or the love of myself to enter into those spaces, right? Why do I have a space? Why is there a void in my soul, in my heart around love? Why? Why is there a hole there? What is it that happened in my childhood where I felt unfulfilled? What is the spaces inside of me? Where are the places in my story where I thought that I should have received love in a certain way and then it didn't happen? Those are the areas where you want to investigate the void, right? It's the dark, scary thought of the unknown, right? This is the unknown. This is the what is that I can't possibly take a look there because all it is dark and I don't know if it's safe to go there, right? I feel that dark place inside of me. I don't know what's in it. So I'm scared and I don't want to go. But what spirit wants you to know is that it's safe to go. It's safe to go into the darkness. It's safe to go into the void. It's safe to go into that space inside of your soul because you're not alone. When you go there, you're not alone. You're there with the guidance and the divine love of God, of spirit, of your personal spirit team, right? You're not going in there by yourself. Okay. And you see this figure here and getting ready to go into this void place. But really, as soon as the figure steps in, they're surrounded by love, right? What's in the void is love. So you have to know it's a loving experience, even if it feels unpleasant and even if it's tough to deal with, right? You're gonna see things in there that you don't like. This is us facing our innermost truth. This is us facing the tough truth, the hard truth, reality, right? The what's actually the case, right? Instead of like making up stories about like, oh, well, I'm just not lovable, or oh, I, nobody will ever love me because there's not any good men out there, or nobody will ever, it's so hard for me to make friends. Like, women just don't like me, so I just can never make friends, right? Instead of whatever crazy story like we're making up about the reason why we cannot be loved, it's saying go and get the truth. Go and get the truth about why you feel like you can't be loved. What's the actual reason? What happened? What happened? What did you not get that you felt like you did, like you should have received as you were developing in your life? Or what did you get, right? Trauma. What happened to you that made you feel like you couldn't be loved? Go check it out. What is the darkness? What's in there? Because once you get to the other side, right, that's the birthplace of all creation. That's when once you deal with it, once you walk through it, right, inside of that dark place, on the other side is limitless potential, right? And if you want a limitless potentiality around love, you want to be able to have great, divine, beautiful soulmate, twin flame types of love, intimate relationships, amazing soul friendships, soul clients, even like you need to be able to clear that space, whatever is in that void, whatever is going on in there, you must face it. Okay. So that's our first message. The next message that we pulled around the area of love is role number 4. So in my program, there's 4 roles. First one is to, or well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. There's 4 roles. The last role is honor yourself like royalty. So, and this has just got this beautiful queen imagery, and she's actually like in the snow. It's so gorgeous. But honor yourself like royalty is the last rule. There's 4 rules. There's 3 rules that come before this one, but it means maybe those of you that are watching this are probably those that have been with me, right? So you're like already on this rule 4. You're already like, I need to focus on these end results. And I always say that this program isn't linear. My program isn't linear. There's no reason why you can't jump to the end, right? Time is not linear. So the program, in the spiritual realm, time does not exist the same way that it does here in the 3-dimensional realm. So when I channeled this program, it was not created in a linear fashion, right? People I say, I get asked the question a lot, how do I do it? Because I want to make sure I do it right. Well, you can't F it up, right? You can't do it wrong. You can start at the beginning and go from the beginning to the end. You can start at the end and go from the end to the beginning. You start in the middle and then go to the back and then go to the front and then, right? Like you can do it in all these different orders or flows, right? In all these different ways, and it still function for you if you trust yourself, right? So honoring yourself like royalty is about holding yourself in high regard, right? Holding yourself in high regard, holding yourself in this beautiful energy of knowing who you are, right? So know that you're divine, know that you're an intuitive being who can trust themselves to walk through this program in an abnormal or, not the, linear fashion and that it still works for you. Know that about yourself. Know that you can go ahead and flip all the way to chapter 14 in the book and start reading the very end where this role applies, the last several chapters of the book, and that it will still work for you. And then you can go back to the page 1 if you want, right? Just get in there. Just get in there and do this work around what does it mean to honor yourself? Maybe you need to read and what this means. This is the result, right? This is the part of the book and the program that shows you what it is that you're doing all this work for. So some of us need to see that. Some of us might not be able to go in with this blind faith and trust that like, hey, this program and book that this Rachel girl talked about on YouTube is just going to work for me. And I could just read it from page 1 and like do everything that she says. Maybe I need to know what the promise is. Maybe I need to know what she says is going to actually happen to me. Like, and that's what these last few chapters of the book are. And the last part of the program, this last rule is about. This is like how your life will end up. This is part where we're talking about that divine purpose, that divine mission. So what does that mean in regards to love, right? That maybe it's just about loving yourself right now enough to take a look at what is that end result and say, I hold myself in a high enough regard. I love myself and believe in myself enough that that end result is possible for me, right? That's something that I deserve too. That's not just for Rachel on YouTube. That's not just for these other women who have watched this program. Like that's available for me too. I can have it. I can have all the things that it says at the end of it, right? And holding yourself in high regard. This means holding an energy and a frequency of love, of respect, of honor. And let me just look up for you really fast what the definition of honor is so that you can really know like what it is that I'm talking about. So the definition of honor means let's see all these definitions stuff. Okay. To make a good name or public esteem, a reputation, right? Respect, recognition. So we're going to recognize, right, our good reputation, our good name. So when we recognize, it's when we understand, it's when we're aware of, right? I recognize that now, right? That's how we would like use that word. I recognize now that I do have a good name. Oh, I recognize now that there is some stuff that I've been doing in the world for however many years I've been on the planet that probably created like a good ripple effect in the world, that probably created some good vibes out there, that probably created some good feelings in other people, right? There's Bailey. Hi, Bailey. Um, there is some things that I've been doing that are good. I am a good person. I do good things in the world. I do have a good reputation. There is a reason why people might speak well about me, right? Last, for the area of love, is the law of attraction. So the law of attraction, and underneath, this is one of the um, larger concepts, and this card is specifically about taking full responsibility. So for the area of love, we want to take full responsibility for what we've been attracting. Oh, yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you do have to take full responsibility for what you've been attracting. Because if you're not responsible for the problem, then you can't be responsible for the solution. So if you've been attracting things that you don't like in the area of love, right? If you haven't been attracting the types of relationships that you want, if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, then you have to take ownership for that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's your fault, right? Because lots of things happen in our lives, the relationship that we have with our parents, traumas that we've experienced, all kind of mental illness, like all different things will be reasons why we might have difficulty in relationships. However, what we have to remember is that me taking energetic and like spiritual responsibility for my energy, for my field, is just me saying, okay, well, no matter where it came from and how it happened, that's my vibe, right? That's my vibe now, right? Because it's in me. And nobody can take it back out of me. Nobody can undo that vibe. Nobody can change that vibe. Nobody can raise that vibe but me. So I have to be the one to do it. Even if I need support, help around it, like entering this program, getting this book, like those are ways to raise your vibration. And so needing support doesn't mean that you're not taking responsibility, but going after that support is taking responsibility. Just owning it, just saying, okay, this is the case, accepting it. This is what's happening. So I have to fix this. This is mine to fix, right? Because it's here with me now. Even if the mess came from somebody else, it's still mine to clean up now. Even if that means returning that energy back to the person who gave it to you, or you know understanding and coming to conscious awareness that, oh, that dynamic, I learned it from so and so. That's still me taking responsibility. You see what I mean? Because I decided to take a look. I decided to allow a healing process to unfold. I allowed myself to get the answer to help me come to conscious awareness so that I can make different choices from here on out. You get what I'm saying? So like, what are you attracting in love? What have you been attracting in your relationship? Where did it come from? Why is that what you're attracting? What would you actually like to attract instead? How will you need to change? What things do you need to do to walk forward to help you to create a different experience for yourself, to create a different vibration, to create a different energy that you hold consistently on a daily basis so that you will attract new and different types of relationships that serve you better. All right. I hope that helps in the area of love. Let's next, next, let's take a look at the area of health. So first in the area of health, we have protecting your worth and boundaries as the subcategory. This one is Chuck Taylor shoes. So those of you that have read the book, you understand what the Chuck Taylor shoes are all about. But basically the Chuck Taylor shoes just means there's an old version of yourself. I talk about in the book a little bit about like these old Chuck Taylor shoes that I had and how like it just became like not the vibe for me to have these same like old beat up dirty Chuck Taylor shoes, and but that I had this like, attachment to them, right? And sometimes we can just hold on to things and keep doing the same thing even though it doesn't serve us anymore, even though it's not really who we are now because we've evolved. And yet it's still hard to let go. It's still hard to create a boundary. It's still hard to put space in between the self that we are now and the things that we used to do. Okay. The things that go along with that old version of ourselves. We just gotta get used to it. And so we come to these points in our journey where we go, oh crap, like I'm this completely different person now than I used to be. And now there's all these things that are going on in my life that used to be okay with me. They're not okay with me now. How do I get out of this? And the answer is boundaries, right? you're allowed to establish new boundaries at any given point in time. You are allowed to establish new boundaries. So when it comes to health, maybe, and here's an example from my life, maybe you found that, you got overworked, your responsibilities as a parent, your responsibilities to your friends, your responsibilities to family members have gotten just so overwhelming on your plate that you forgot to put space in your life for yourself. And even though, like, and now you just need to carve out moments for yourself, right? How do I create space? Well, boundaries, right? Maybe you just got overloaded and you need to create boundaries just to get some things back up out of the way so you can have more space and time for you. That could be a thing, right? Or maybe you used to accept a certain kind of people because you used to do the same things that those people did. Maybe, you're trying not to drink alcohol as much. And so all those people that just like drink a lot of hard liquor all the time and like always want to party, you're like, I don't think we can hang out anymore, man. Or you have to start saying no to those people when they're inviting you out because you're trying to do a different thing. You're like, hey, I'm going to spend this time working on my business. Hey, I'm going to spend this time hanging out with my kids. Hey, I'm going to spend this time meditating. Hey, no, I'm not doing nothing on Sunday. I can't work on Sundays because I'm going to church. Like, whatever the thing might be that you're trying to do different, it's going to require setting some boundaries. So for you to let go of those old versions of yourself that you don't want to be anymore and step into new versions of yourself that you do want to be, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. And so this specifically being around health, right? I really want to encourage you to say, why am I unhealthy? In what areas am I unhealthy? In multiple levels, right? Am I unhealthy physically? Am I unhealthy mentally? What is happening right now in my life that is creating a feeling of unwellness, right? Not of dis-ease, disease, right? Where do I feel like I'm not doing great? And what kind of boundaries do I need to set, right, in my current life to first remove things that are, you know, adding to that, right? What are the things that are contributing to me feeling unwell and unhealthy? What do I need to get out of the way? That's the boundary. Get it out of the way. Set a boundary with the things that are creating, making you feel unhealthy. And once we have the boundary, right, that creates the space, it creates the time for something else to come in. And then we get to ask that question, what do I need to put there instead? If anything, right? Because just having time and having space is a platform for health, right? Just having time and having space is the arena for us to return to homeostasis, right? Which is health. I truly and fully believe that we will naturally return to health when given the space and time. When given the space and time, proper nourishment, right? Sometimes all we need is to be able to breathe deeper, more often, sleep more, have time to actually fix a healthy meal, and that can be enough to, contribute to improved health. So, what boundaries do you need to set in order to create better health? Next, in the area of health, we have the overall arching energy of maintaining your worth. So that is all about maintenance, right? So not only do we need to get to the point where we have the health, right? We need to find the things, we need to protect it, what we got. We need to set boundaries in order to create health, get back to health, not create health, return to health. The health already exists. We just have to return to it. Okay. So we create the boundaries with the things that removed us from our inherent innate health that we already have it, right? It's ours. It's our birthright to have health. Bodies naturally want to be healthy and they'll do 99.9% of the work for us to be healthy, right? We just have to get this crap out of the way that's keeping us from getting there, right? Once we do that and we create the space and the time to return to the health, like you want to say create health, but no, return to health. Do we want to maintain it? And what does that look like? What things do I need to do on a daily basis? What do I need to keep doing? And it's typically like what I needed to start doing. So create not only the boundaries and the things that you need to get to the health to begin with, but then create a routine around it that you're going to stick to, right? What does that look like? What do I need to do daily? What do I need to do weekly? What do I need to do monthly? What do I need, what does that look like for me to maintain what I'm working for my health? And then next we have another card around protecting your worth as well. And this card is integrity. So integrity means you do what you say and you do what you say you're going to do, right? And this is all about self-trust. So when you find these answers and you make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do these things, I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to figure out what it is that I need to remove, what I need to set boundaries around to return to health. And then this is the action plan for me to, once I find that, keep it, that you do it, that you have integrity with yourself, right? That you actually do what you say you're going to do and you follow through with that plan. Like if you said to yourself, I'm in true alignment with this book and this program that Rachel's talking about. These cards are speaking to me. These themes are speaking to me. I need this in my life. I'm gonna go look it up and I'm gonna figure out what it takes to get there. I'm gonna figure out what it takes to sign up. That you follow through with that. Or maybe it wasn't me, right? Maybe it was like, well, my mental health is crap and like I need to call a therapist. I need to call I have a therapist already that I trust. Please do that. This isn't, of course I'm gonna promote my thing. But like if you have like you do what you need to do for you. That's what this is about, right? What is it that you follow through with your plan for yourself that you created based on these themes here? Okay. So whatever that looks like. That maybe right. I'm not a personal trainer. Maybe you need a personal trainer. Maybe it's like my physical health is crap. I need to go to Planet Fitness. I don't know, right? Whatever it is, you need to follow through with your thing. Follow through with your thing. Make a commitment. Stick to it. Um, and be reasonable, right? Because if I set a goal for myself that's extremely unreasonable, that's going to injure my ability to trust myself. You want to start small. Um, I like to use this example that, maybe the healthiest lifestyle, proven by science is to be a vegan. And that's not happening for me. That would be ridiculous for me to even try to start that. That would make me feel like I can't trust myself because if I committed to trying to be a vegan, when I know damn well, like I'm eating steak tonight, like, come on. Like, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to talk badly about myself. I'm going to not feel like I can trust me to follow through with the things that I need to do for myself. So I'm not going to set an unreasonable goal, right? I have to know myself. I have to set a goal that works for me. So that is your area of health. Let's move on to the area of wealth. Right. Well, we've got three beautiful cards. The first one was the ripple effect card. So this one has a lot to do kind of like the law of attraction. What we get back is what we put out. So what kind of vibes have you been putting out around money, around wealth, around abundance, right? What does that stuff even mean to you? Um, do you think that wealth is just money? Or do you think that wealth is a collection of things that have a certain vibration of feeling like you have enough, right? Um, take a look at that. What kind of vibes have you been putting out? Have you been putting out this vibe that says, I don't deserve money, I don't deserve money, I don't deserve money, and then so you stay broke and jobless? Or um, I'll never be able to make more money than my parents made. I'll never be able to make more money than my parents made. That's my cap is $35,000 a year. My cap, so then you stayed capped at $35,000 a year. Like, what is it that you're emitting? Because that's going to be the reflection that you get back. That's going to be the ripple that you get back, right? Or maybe you have greed. Maybe you have, maybe you're scared, right? Around money energy that you're putting out. Maybe you're scared to spend money, to invest money on things. So you're not seeing a very good return on your investments because you're not investing a lot or you're not investing fully, right? And this isn't just about money. about our energy, right? So maybe you haven't been investing fully into something. Maybe you haven't been investing fully into, um, and wealth is about, like I said, so much more than just money. It's money, it's time, it's our energy, it's how we feel. It's, do we feel like I have enough space, time? Um, do I feel good enough today? Do I feel confident? So many things can embody the energy of wealth. So it's like, what does wealth mean to you? First of all, investigate that. What does wealth even mean to you? And then, is that what I'm actually creating? So, you know, if wealth means that I have a lot of time to spend with my family and that I give a lot of time to lay around in the sunshine, and yet I spend 60 hours a week in a factory job inside where I don't ever see the sunshine and don't get to see my family, then am I really, am I really feeling wealthy? Right? What kind of, am I being true to my vision of wealth? So, and then it being the consequences category, I want you to say what what is the consequence of me not living in my true alignment with wealth, right? If this is my picture of wealth, if this is what I want to create, right? If this is the what I want to ripple back to me, the wave that I want to get back, yet this is the wave that I'm putting out, what is the consequence of that, right? So if I'm spending the 60 hours a week in a factory, I'm not getting any sunshine. I feel like crap all the time. I'm not in a state of joy. I'm coming home angry every day. I'm fighting with my spouse because I'm angry every day because I don't ever get to lay in the sunshine and all I want to do is lay in the sunshine, right? Maybe that could potentially like result in a divorce or something crazy, right? Just because you didn't go lay in the sunshine. Or what is the consequence? I'm not trying to be dramatic, but right, how does that actually ripple out? If this was a ripple that you were creating, a wave you were going to get back, what is the wave that we're getting back by what we're paying attention to, what we're deeming as wealthy, right? Or how our not feeling wealthy is rippling out, right? How is that affecting things? How are people viewing me from that? How am I viewing myself because of that? Am I limiting myself? Am I undervaluing myself? Am I undercutting myself? Am I not putting, um, money in, or am I not putting myself out there, presenting myself in the way that would get me more of the things that I actually want, right? Have I just not been making the moves that I would need to make if this is the life that I actually want? So what are the consequences? Next we have next we have role model. So know that you are a role model of somebody, that somebody's watching you. If you have kids, they're watching you. And the way that you view wealth, what you put out and receive back, the lengths that you're willing to go to investigate this and heal and, make wealth a part of your journey is also like what you are going to be handing down to them. It's also what, your friends are seeing. There's somebody that you're inspiring, like somebody's looking at you, and you could either be positively impacting them to help them create more feelings of wealth and a better life that they love, or you could be influencing them to stay small and play it safe, or not go after their dreams. Like, you could, how are you being a role model? Take a look at that in the area of wealth for people that you love or people that don't even know you, right? You could be influencing people that you don't even know you're influencing. I talk about all the time. It's like just you being able to go to the restaurant and like give a big tip to this woman. That's like inspiring to her. Oh my God, how did that person make this enough money to be able to tip me $100 right now? Like, I want to be that type of person. Like, I remember thinking things like that at the beginning of my journey and just going, I just want, like, that would make me feel wealthy. That would make me feel really amazing to be able to be the type of person that can leave the $100 tip. I want to be that person. I want to be that woman that can pull out $100 out of her wallet and give it to the waitress that served her and not blink an eye. Like, that's who I want to be, right? And so because I saw other people being able to do those sorts of things, it inspired me to want to be the type of person that could do those sorts of things, right? It had a beautiful, positive intention behind it. And I think a lot of times, especially when we're talking about the money aspect of wealth, we can think about it in this really negative way, like that, like the want or the desire for money is like icky in some way, but it's truly not. Like you can find good hearted, beautiful, intended reasons for wanting money. So how does that, what is the ripple that you're creating right now? What kind of ripple could you be creating? How could you be influencing other people if you change, right? If you up leveled your life in the area of wealth, like you can do with this program. Last, we've got role 3. Y'all got to hear 2 roles today. This is epic. Okay. Carry yourself like royalty. So carrying ourselves like royalty. And we've got this woman here that's just like holding this rod, this staff, and like looking really like regal, right? So this is like how you're presenting, right? So like, how do you walk into the room? Are you walking into the room like you own the place? Are you walking into the interview like this job is already mine, right? When the way that you speak to yourself, the way that you feel about yourself changes the way that you carry yourself as you're walking through the world. And how do you want to be perceived, right? Do you want people to be like, who was that? Wow. She was so beautiful. She was so confident. She was like a ball of sunshine. Like, do you want people to be able to say those sort of things? Do you want people to go like, ugh, what was wrong with her? Why did she have that look on her face? Ugh, she left a bad taste in my mouth when she left. Oh, she's got a bad vibe. I don't really want to invite her over again. Right. Not that the opinions of other people matter because people can have really good opinions of you sometimes that are not related to the actual truth of who you are. But our energy speaks volume, right? Our energy speaks louder than our voices ever could. Our energy speaks louder than anything. So when you are in a room, what do you want the vibe be that you carry, right? How do you want to feel? And how does that relate to wealth, right? So how do you carry yourself in a wealthy vibe, right? And so wealth is value. How do you carry yourself as if you are a person of value? How do you carry yourself as if you're a person that deserves to be paid more? How do you carry yourself as if as a person who deserves to have more free time? Is that what you're actually emitting? Is that what you're putting out to the world? Is that what people are going to think about you? Is that how you present, right? How are you carrying yourself? And are you carrying yourself in a way that says, here's what I want. I know I deserve this. This is what I'm getting. There's no other option. Period. This is who I am. I am that woman. I am that type of person who makes this amount, that has this much time, who does this, and that, right? Whatever the case may be. Because it's not all about stuff, right? It's about who we believe that we are. And are you presenting that? Are you presenting that you're a valuable person? And if not, what do you need to do to change it? Okay. Now let's pull one card for each zodiac sign. And then we'll call it a crazy day where I did my first reading and made that really cute spot over there that nobody actually got to see. Okay, let's start with Aquarius. Aquarius, your card is, there it is. Your card is Quantum Queen, Aquarius. That's a major theme energy. So, Quantum Queen, that just means it's not about time, baby. It's about right now. What do you got to do right here, right now to go after your dreams? All you have is now. Stop worrying about yesterday. Stop worrying about tomorrow. All we have is now. It it is in the now that our future self can come back and speak to us now and give us guidance. It is in the now that we can go into our past and speak to our younger version and guide them forward, right? It is in this quantum realm that time is not linear, that time stops mattering as a boundary to us getting what we want. It doesn't matter. You are a quantum queen. You can jump into the next level of your life right now, right now, just by making, because at one point, this book was an idea in my head, right? I had to actually take the guidance and make a move, and I had to do it now, right? I had to stop in a moment and go, okay, let me write that down right now. Let me get my laptop out and start typing that. And if I wouldn't have listened, if I would have been like, oh, something else is more important right now, I'm busy doing my dishes, God, then the book wouldn't be here today. It wouldn't be helping people. And the feedback that I get is phenomenal about this book and what it's doing for people. So you have something too. You have some amazing purpose that God wants you to do, but you have to learn to listen, and then you have to stop letting time be a barrier for you. Stop being like, oh, I'll do it next weekend. I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe next year I'll follow my dream. No, now you will. Now you will. So say that with me. Now I will. Now I will follow my dreams. Now I will make one move. Just anything actionable to make it tangible, to make it more here in the physical reality than it was. When I create things, I like to make the images first. I design all of my own imagery and stuff because that makes it feel more real to me. And then I print that picture out, I hang it on my wall, and I stare at it while I create the rest of the process, right? And it's because I need to see a physical manifestation of it. I need it to feel real now before it's finished. So start right now. Write something down, sketch something out, go design a picture on Canva. What can you do right now towards what your dreams are? Who's my next zodiac? Oh, my back hurts. I had an injury. Send me all the love and the healing and the Reiki. You know, my Reiki people, send energy to my back, please. Okay. We got Libra. 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 We've got go with the flow, Libra. This is from the section I have become comfortably crowned. Go with the flow. So that just basically means stop worrying so much about every little detail. You can't control everything, Libra. I'm going to need you to calm it down. Quit trying to fix, manage, and control other people. Quit trying to fix, manage, and control even yourself. Please stop trying to manipulate situations that are just for God to do. You know, like stop worrying about so much shit. Period. Stop worrying about so much stuff. Surrender some stuff over. Go with the flow. You can't schedule everything, right? Some things are gonna happen that don't get to go on your calendar. Some things are gonna happen that don't get to go on your calendar. I'm sorry, but they are, you know. And so when those things arise, we have to be like this woman in the picture. She is just floating on her back in the water. Doesn't that picture just bring like a breath of relief to you? She's just floating through, letting the water move her. So let the energy move you, right? Let life move you a little bit for a minute and see where you wind up. And then you can get back up on your feet once you feel the sand touching, right? Once you feel some ground underneath you. But until then, just kind of lean back, just float. Makes me want to sing that Muse song. All float on, all right, already we all float on, all right. So float on, Libra, go with the flow. Let's get Taurus. Oh, my back. This is not okay. Okay, I'm gonna get this so much better for next time. Okay, Taurus, you've got living in a material world, and that time is the most valuable resource. So we just talked about that a lot with wealth today. And you have to remember that time is your most valuable resource, Taurus. Um, Even if you feel like that, oh, let me waste some time. It's just going to take some more time, or it's just a little bit of my time that that person wants. Like, you need to start taking a look at time. What are you doing with your time? Where is it all going? Who is it all going to? Is that actually the places that you would like your time to go to? What do you actually want to spend your time on instead? What would be a more valuable way for you to use time because you can't get it back? You only get so much of it. We will all die. And at the end of your life, if you continue going on the track that you are on, are you going to feel happy with the way that you've spent your time? Or would you feel like that you should have spent it differently? The tough. Woo, we're coming in with deep. Okay. Sorry, Taurus. Sorry. You're going to have to, oh, you're going to think about that. I took you all the way to the deathbed. Sorry. So sorry. Don't hate me, Taurus. But we need to look at it. We do. We just need to. What are you doing? Is that what you want to do? Our next is Aries. I love Aries. My favorite people, my favorite men. What matters most? Oh, and of course, this card comes up on Aries. My husband's Aries, and it says the myth that you have to love yourself first. And so this portion of the program, the book, the card, was actually developed because I tell people that when I started my self-love journey, I people said, "Oh, you gotta love yourself first. You gotta love yourself first. You can't love other people until you learn to love yourself." And I was like, I don't think that's true because, if I'm being real, I love him more than I love me. Like before we had our child, um, I was very codependent, and I could honestly say I loved him more than I loved me. I would go to the end of the earth for him to do things to make him feel more comfortable. I wouldn't do those things for myself. I was very codependent, but what it did was it helped me on my self-love journey because I was able to say, well, if I can do it for him, then I can do it for me. I learned to use it as a tool that you'll learn in the program about how to take that love and learn that you give other people and learn how to use it for yourself. So definitely jump in the program if you're like codependent, you have this problem because it's like the codependency cure, I swear. So love that for the Aries. So take a look at that. Yes, you maybe you need to just reflect on that. Are you loving other people more than you love yourself? What do you need to do? How can you love yourself a little bit better? All right, Capricorn. Capricorn. Oh my goodness, Capricorn. It's getting dark in here. Okay, Capricorn. With great power comes great responsibility and personal power. So Capricorn, you have this, it's like a superhero image. It's so cool. But this is like you need to step into your power. So do you feel powerless or do you feel powerful? And if you don't feel powerful, why? What made you feel powerless in your life? What is currently making you feel powerless? And how can you take your power back? How can you step into your little superhero image just like that and take your power back? And then once you get it, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it well? What are you going to use that power for? Leo. Leo. There it is already. Okay. The consequences being honest with yourself. So Leos need to be honest with themselves right now about what? Hmm. I don't know. But see how this girl is just like pondering and being reflective. She's even like journaling. I think that's probably a really good thing for you to do right now, Leo, is just start writing your honest thoughts. Write it on a piece of paper with the intention to burn it afterwards. And that way you don't have to be scared to write the truth. But let the truth come out. Even if you're just saying it inside of your own mind or writing it on a paper that nobody else will see, that's enough honesty energy to get you in alignment with the truth. And lining up with the truth feels better than being in the energy of lies and deception. So let's get honest. Leo. All right, Pisces. My beautiful Pisces. I love Pisces too. All my besties are Pisces. Pisces, you've got protecting your worth in general. See how this figure on the card is like on the horse, and it's like this like knight. So that just means anything you've got good that's going on, any beautiful like positive feelings that you already have about yourself, about your life that are good, keep that going. What do you need to do to keep that going? How can you keep that going? Hang on. Okay, I got some light back on. Okay. Um, there was like enough sunlight and then it just got crazy. So what do you need to do to keep all the good things that you have? If you feel any of the good things slipping away, or like you're fearful that you might could lose things in your life that you love, what do you need to do to protect that? What do you need to do to protect your confidence and the way that you feel about yourself? Is something bothering your confidence? Is something making you feel small and insignificant? Like what's going on with your confidence? What do you need to do to like get it back to where at least like where it needs to be, right? Where you're typically at. I feel like something's like bothering your confidence and you need to get that out of the way. Okay, Sagittarius. One card for you. Why are we having Sagittarius? What is this? Okay, Sagittarius, the art of allowance. So what we're gonna do here is just let things be. Let it be, let it be. So Sagittarius, this is the highest and best thing that you could do for yourself right now. Look how free that woman is on the card, and it's because she's letting things be as they are. It is what it is. She's like, whatever, everything's allowed to exist. I'm allowed to exist. She's just allowing people to be who they are and not trying to change them. She's like being in the truth with like reality instead of loving people like for their potential. She's just like, I'm gonna just let you be who you are, like who you're showing me, like what you're giving me. That's what I'm gonna judge you based on. That's how I'm gonna treat you accordingly, and like how I'm gonna place you in my life accordingly to, not based on this beautiful idea of who I wish you were. I'm just gonna be in reality about things, right? And that gives her this freedom. So do you need that freedom of just like letting things be what they are, letting the truth be unveiled, letting things exist, letting things be, let it be. All right, next, Scorpio. That's me. So if you're a Scorpio buddy of mine, this will be our card together. Right. You're getting the evolution of your worthiness and find your purpose. So I guess so am I. And we are going on this journey together. See this girl, she's got her guitar on her back and she's just like took off down the road like I'm going after my dreams, baby. And I am doing that right now too because I'm taking embarking on a new part of my journey with these divine guidance cards today. Doing this is me doing this, right? I'm like, there's a next level to what I'm doing. I'm going after that. I'm doing it. I'm starting right now today. And so are you. So it says find your purpose. And our purpose is evolutionary as well. Just like I just told you this whole story about this book and this program and like how I used to do tarot on YouTube a decade ago. And like now I'm back here doing this. So, my purpose has always been my purpose. It was always the same. It was always to serve. It was always to love, right? But it looked different along the way. And as I've, encountered different areas of my life, next levels of my life, I've had to figure out, well, what is my purpose today? How is that shifted? What does that mean for me now? So that's what I want you to do, Scorpio. So what's my purpose for right now? And is the things that I've been giving my time and attention to that have been my purpose? is that still in alignment with being my purpose, or has my purpose changed and shifted? And how do I get back to feeling like this? Right? How do I get back to feeling like, nope, I'm going after what I want. I'm going after what I deserve. I'm going after my dream. What would make you say that right now? Scorpio, my Scorpio friend. Next, Virgo. Love me a Virgo. Oh. Yours is also a major energy theme, and it is up level your life. So you've got a major energy theme, and it just overall up level your life. I want you to think about, how do I just completely freaking renovate my life? What giant major moves would I need to make to take it to the next level fully? What do I need to absolutely cut out in order to make sure that I am never on that level ever again? What do I need to do to make a giant leap up to the next level? Up level your life. What would shift me in the most areas at one time? When I take a look at my all levels of my consciousness, right? Take a look at every chakra in my system. When I take a look at my mental, my physical, my emotional, my spiritual, right, whichever one I didn't say, say four. Anyway, when I look at all of those, what would make moves in the most areas at one time? List out all the areas of your life: career, parenting, relationships, friendships, this, that, right? Just list out like all the areas of your life. What one move could be related to every single one of those things? What actions, what behaviors, what beliefs, what has to happen for you to make the biggest move at one time? Virgo, just fucking up level your life. Just fucking up level your life. Just do it. Whatever it is that you got to do that. Do it. All right. We got Cancer and we got Gemini. And then we're done for the day. Cancer. Yours is matching your worth. So finding the things in physical reality that look like what you think you deserve. Actually saying, all right, I do deserve a partner that does A, B, and C for me. And I'm not accepting anything less. And anytime something shows up in front of my face that isn't that thing that I know I deserve, I'm going to say no to it. And I'm going to keep saying no to it until I find the thing is that I know matches what what my value truly is. I have to stop. I have to start saying no to the things that don't match my value, and yes to the things that do only. Okay, Cancer. All right, last we got Gemini. Gemini. We have remember who you are. Rediscovering your innocence. So this is all about inner child healing. This means that you've got some work to do. This means you need to take a look at little baby you and say, what happened? Birth, beautiful soul, came into the world, little tiny baby body, beautiful, worthy, valuable. And then something happened that messed up the way that I felt. Some things happened that made me feel like I wasn't deserving of love, health, and wealth. When did that happen? What happened? Why? And remember that innocence. Remember that little beautiful soul was worthy, just as worthy of love, health, and wealth as any other person that's ever been birthed into this world. Just as equal, just as worthy. You need to remember that. Remember that your value doesn't come from anything of this world, and that it comes from God. It comes from the fact that you have a soul that inhabited a body, and it's everything else that happened after. Doesn't matter. That value remains, even if it doesn't feel like it. All right, guys. Well, that was it. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for showing up for my very first How to Wear Crown Divine Guidance reading. It has been an absolute honor and a pleasure. Thank you for dealing with the chaotic and the crazy, and I will make sure that next time I can present it a little bit more beautifully than I did today. If you are interested in my book, in pre-ordering the cards, in just learning more about me, this program, this movement, all of the stuff, please just check out the description box below and it will give you links and stuff to all the things. All right. I love you. And as we say in my program, um, I'm loving you until you learn to love yourself. Have an amazing week. Bye, guys.